everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to another beautiful, mind-boggling edition of Coffee Break. We're in. I have here with me, of course. Dalawa lang kami. Wala akong magagawa. Wala yung aming isang kapartner dito. But we're still gonna give you a good talk about this beautiful topic that we're gonna be talking about for today. So let me call in DJ Shai. Come on. Show yourself now, beautiful lady.
Gusto ko yung mind-boggling mo. Kasi it's actually very controversial. This is a topic that has been going around for a few years na actually. Naalala ko ever since this particular celebrity, people found out that she was living together with her boyfriend. And people got wild
I think
with it.
alam ko kung sino yan.
We know who she is. We love her. Ako, I love her personally. So, it's gonna be an opposing set of opinions, and that's all right. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about those different opinions para naman you guys could assess whether, you know what, okay nga ba to sa akin or hindi. Parang ganun. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about living in, what your views are about it, and the pros and cons of living together before marriage. So, syempre tatanungin ko na muna si Shai. Growing up, paano to na-introduce sa'yo? How did you get to know kung ito pala yung ganito, live-in pala to, ito pala kasal?
I remember though, whether it was living together or just staying over nang hindi pa kayo mag-asawa, yung mga ganun. Alam ko talaga, it's a sin, period.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
That's how you were brought up.
Exactly. That's how I was brought up. The idea of it was really like, talagang, oh my gosh, even if you're like in the same bed together, boy and girl, kahit hindi kayo magjowa, kahit hindi kayo mag-asawa, masama yun. Like talagang, I was really taught that you should, literally, kasi siguro I took things literally also when I was a kid, and I think my parents were glad about that, kasi literally, I really thought that being in the same bed with another man, if you're a woman, and another woman, if you're a man, ganun, is really a big sin, and you're not supposed to do that. So for the longest time, that's what I believed.
Pero, alam mo, noon pa man, like, you know naman, I'm fond of watching old films, Tagalog films. Noon pa, meron ng ganong setup. Hindi lang siya napag-uusapan, or hindi lang siya, parang siyang what do you call it ba? Taboo? Yung ganyan.
Taboo, yeah.
Parang hindi lang siya
taboo.
Yeah, hindi lang siya pinag-uusapan, pero ginagawa na. Marami na ang gumagawa ng ganon. So, ikaw, since yun, ganon yung parehas ng pagpalaki sa atin, we thought it's a sin. How do you feel about it now? Na grown up ka na?
Because I think my mother is watching us right now, so it's still bad. Guys, don't do it. So nanonood na ko ata. Personally for me, and I really mean this personally, guys, so please don't come at me if it's not for you. It's fine, but for me personally, I encourage living together before getting married, because it really shows so much about a person that you will not see. You think you know a person so well when you're dating each other, even for like 8-10 years, but when you're still not living together, there is so much untapped information about that person still. Like yung mabaho ba ang utot niya sa umaga, ang hininga niya, or does he just throw his laundry around without really caring if it's put in the proper place, mga ganun, stuff like that. Those might be tiny things for you now, but in the long run, it might be a big deal. And that's why I think for the small things and for the big things, it's okay to live in together if the both of you are okay with it. Ganun.
Yes, tama.
Agreeable naman para sa inyo dalawa. How about you ba? What's your take on it?
I am okay with it, and at the same time, I'm not okay with it.
Tell me
kasi
why not?
Why not? Kasi parang, what if, kasi it's very, it's very unlikely na lahat magugustuhan mo sa makikilala mo, 'di ba? Parang mahirap kung magta-trial and error ka palagi. Na may kasama ka, tapos maghihiwalay na naman kayo. Tapos eventually, meron na namang iba. And then, I just think it's tiring.
Yeah.
Diba? You get my point?
I can imagine. Actually, I can imagine. I'm glad I've not yet experienced the trial and error. I know a lot of people did. And
Yeah.
it's a pro and con for some people also. But I'm glad I did not. But before we continue, let me just ask the audience right now. Kayo ba?
Mhm.
Give us a yes or a no. Comment it right now if you are for living in together or not. So just we would have an
Yes.
idea of what you guys think. So yeah, anyway, going on, Chloe, carry on.
So yun, I am okay naman with it. For the simple reason na tulad ng mga sinabi mo, para makilala mo pa. Mas makilala mo and for you to decide kung okay, go ba to? Or, pero yun lang eh. Eventually, kahit naman asawa mo na yan, meron pa rin lalabas dyan na hindi mo inakala na after like how many years, dun palang lalabas, may ganitong ugali pala. So parang nawawala lang yung essence ng, paano ba, endurance. Marami akong kakilala na they did their best. Hindi naman on a negative, in a negative way na nag-endure sila sa marriage kasi part na yan ng pakikisama mo part na yan ng pag-aasawa. Pero yung pagiging enduring ng isang tao, paano na? Kung every time na lang meron kang makikita, paano yun? Wala ka bang mabibuild na relationship pagka ganon? Kasi every time na lang matatakot ka, parang di yata mag-workout to. So, kalas na naman. And then meron na naman bago, diba? Whereas in marriage, parang siguro naman before you decide on tying the knot, pag-isipan mo munang mabuti. Hindi naman, unless otherwise it's something na, actually mas nag-workout pa nga yung mga whirlwind relationship na sinasabi nila eh. Yung mga hindi naman long-term engagement.
Alam mo, ewan ko, naniniwala na ako dyan ngayon.
Oo.
So, sa future jowa ko, alam mo na ha, mga 2 years pa lang kasal na tayo.
Baka, dahil ko hindi, baka magbago isip mo, diba?
I'm kidding, but I get your point though. No? Sometimes, yung shorter engagements, shorter time together, and longer marriages mean a more successful relationship. But I mean, it doesn't work for all. It works for some, it doesn't work for all. Or, I'm sure you guys have different experiences. Those who are watching right now, I'm sure you all have different kinds of experiences with that.
Yeah. Kasi ito lang yan eh. Kung if it's okay with you, then go with it. And kung nakakapag-decide ka naman on your own, you don't have to, explain to your parents again na meron ka na namang ibang kasama this time. Because your parents naman, of course, di ba?
Here's my question for you then. Papayag ka ba na yung anak mo magli-live-in with her partner?
to be very honest, I'm gonna let her decide on that. Kasi para sa akin, mas matututo ang tao pag ma-experience niya masaktan siya. Sometimes you have to let your kids experience mistakes and you cannot, kung sasabihin ko, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, what's gonna happen to my kids? They will have to make decisions of their own. They will have to, accept that these are the effects, these are the outcome of my decisions and learn to live with it, buy it, and, move on from it. Kung gusto niya, basta ako, pinagtapos kita para kayanin mo ang sarili mo. Yun, kaya ka nag-aral para hindi ka susunga-sunga, para hindi mo i-devalue, hindi mo ma-undervalue o ma-devalue ang sarili mo at ng kung sinong lalaki. So kung sa tingin mo hindi ka malulugi sa setup na yan, go ahead and give it a try. Huwag niya lang bubugbugin ng anak ko.
I don't know yet. Oh, nothing physical.
Diba?
This is
yun lang.
I really believe that parents, the best they can do is to really just give all the information they could to the kids. Okay, this is what could happen if you choose this. This is what could happen if you choose that. Bahala ka na. Ikaw pa rin ang makapag-desisyon dyan. Malaki ka na. Adult ka pa rin. Ganun. And I really do wish that parents nowadays, because I know that the only reason why parents are stopping their kids to do this, to do that, is because syempre, they don't want anything bad to happen to their kids. They don't want their kids to make the same mistakes that I did. Blah, 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 ganun, diba? So, I still really do wish that parents now would just let their kids decide on their own, make their own mistakes, and hopefully learn from it na lang. You could only do so much kasi. So in this case of moving in together, pag gusto ng anak mong mag-live-in kasama ang partner niya, you could only do so much by telling them this and telling them that, and then warning them about may pera ba kayong dalawa, mga ganito ganyan.
True. Paano pag nagkaanak kayo? What's gonna happen?
Diba?
Ito yung ganyan.
Parents, mga ganon. So, to the parents who are tuned in right now, ayun, sana lang talaga na you still let the decision fall on your kids and their
True.
partner, and not
So they
always
learn.
Oh. So in this case, like for me, for example, I'm totally okay with people living in together, and I might not be the right person to ask about it kasi nga ako, I'm so for it eh. So I can't really give you the pros and the cons kasi ako, I'm like, no girl, go for it. Guy, dude, go for it. Kasi you're gonna learn more a lot about your partner. Ganito, ganyan. And maraming ko kontra sa akin. I know. And that's okay. Because that's me. This is what I feel. This is what I feel is right. At ito na lang. Panindigan yung decision mo.
Basta kaya mong panindigan. Meron lang akong isang na medyo hindi ako I'm pro sa ganyan. If you're a single mom, you have kids, especially if you have daughters, you really have to think about it a million times before letting anyone enter your home, of course. And mahirap yun, medyo mahirap yun. Doon medyo ako ng konti. Because, pag may mali ka kasing decision, it's always the kids will always be the casualty of every wrong decision. And, it will hurt them kung napalapit sila dun sa naging partner mo and then eventually nothing happened and then there goes another one. So, yun.
Yung trial and error nga sinasabi mo kanina.
Yes. Hindi po pwede. At least for me, hindi ko sinabi na hindi pwede sa lahat. It's for you to decide, okay? But at least for me, medyo hold your horses pagdating sa ganon. Kasi, the kids should always come first for single parents. Diba?
Masaya naman talaga lumandi, mga mommies. Single parents. Masaya lumandi, diba? But you have to also be worried na you're gonna be having to make decisions that surrounds your kids now, not just for you.
Exactly.
Even if it has to involve your personal love life, you're gonna have to think for your kids as well. Ganun. So, although of course, in a perfect world, in a rom-com, ganun naman nangyayari, di ba? Yung nakikita, may ka-date kang lalaki bago, tapos nakikita mo he's getting along with his kid, with your kids, and
hindi yan ganyan lagi.
Not always, guys.
Hindi talaga. Bihirang-bihira yung ganyan. Kasi syempre, yung anak mo, kahati niya sa attention. Yung ganito yan. Yung anak mo, papakisama mo sa partner mo. Yung partner mo, papakisama mo sa anak mo. It's gonna be tiring on your part.
Here's a good question.
Kaya, yeah.
When can you be ready enough to enter co-living with your partner before marriage?
When you're financially stable, I guess, and emotionally stable to know what you're entering.
Kasi practical kami, and that's the main thing talaga you have to worry about. That you will no longer rely on your parents.
Yes. Nakakaya naman, may ka-live-in ka na nga.
You want to live.
Manghihingi ka pa ng pambigas.
Tapos hihingi ka pa, di ba?
Oo. Nakapag-desisyon ka nga na gusto mo makipag-live-in pagkatapos, hello. And I think naman, on the side of the parents, if they see that, you're able to stand on your 2 feet, hindi na naman magkikialam mo, magpapaalala lang yan na, ganito yan, ganito. Pero, pag nakita mo na kaya ng anak mo, dahil napalaki mo ng tama yung anak mo, then, sabi nga nila, buntot niya, hila niya.
Di ba?
Diba?
What about kung religion is a big factor sa family?
What do you mean religion is a big factor sa family?
Well, like, for example, kasi I'm imagining, like, although I'm not living with anyone, but I can just imagine na yung nga kumbaga, I haven't broken my mom's heart yet.
Okay.
Pero like, for example, I find a guy, I find a great guy, and then like, we seem to think that living together at our age, etc., would be a good idea. Ganon.
Okay.
Sabihin niya, may bahay naman ako dito, huwag ka na mag-rent dyan, for example, ganun. Pero what if sasabihin ko, oy Chloe, this boyfriend of mine wants me to move in with him na, pero I'm scared kasi, I'm a Roman Catholic, and I'm not supposed to be doing that. Parang, gets mo? Like, what if religion comes into the factor?
Kung religyoso ang isang tao, and she really abides by the Christian standpoint, ay hindi siya makikipag-live-in talaga.
Sabagay,
para sa akin.
I mean, it's good to question it, pero tama ka dun na if you're a true believer, you wouldn't. And
you wouldn't.
Okay.
Kasi alam mong mali sa relihiyon ninyo or sa paniniwala mo, so hindi mo talaga gagawin, 'di ba? Wow, ang ingay ng background ko. Nakarinig mo ba?
Hindi naman rinig.
Okay.
Sabi dito, ni Ana, sabi niya, for me, I'm not in favor sa pakikipag-live-in. Siguro lumaki na rin kasi ako sa conservative na family, which is what a lot of us Filipinos are in naman nowadays, diba? That's why it's an issue. Maliban sa pakikipag-live-in, may iba pang ways para mas makilala mo yung nang maigi yung partner mo. By traveling, maski paano ma-idea ka kung paano siya sa bahay. Mas nakikilala mo in a deeper level. Tapos sabi niya, PS...
Iba kasi pagkasama mo sa bahay.
Oo, ay alam mo, naniniwala ako dyan. Sabi niya, PS, nalaman ko hindi siya gaano ka-organized pagdating sa mga gamit. And I'm super duper OC. Pero okay lang, love ko pa rin siya. That's
iba pa rin if you have to deal with it every day.
Oo. Pero yeah, I do
kasi,
imagine that there are other ways to... Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, cute yun. Kasi nagta-travel lang kayo. After the travel, you go separate ways. Uwi ka ng bahay mo. Or what if you have to deal with it every day? Tapos OC ka pa?
Pero on another note, I read a bunch of articles before that confirmed my thoughts na traveling with someone nang hindi yung super relaxing na travel, yung talagang adventurous travel is a great way to get to know someone daw kasi yun ang mga times na nangangarag kayo, like malalate na tayo or mga yung
true.
Kung siya nangangarag siya na malate na kayo kasi you're like 4 hours late to the airport na, habang ikaw yung tipong, ang aga pa, 4 hours pa, mamaya na tayo pumunta, mga ganun. So there are a lot of pressures that come into traveling that will make you get to know a person even more. Pero I still truly, honestly believe, iba pa rin talaga.
Pagkasama mo sa bahay. May kwento ako ha. Yung friend ko is with someone. Sobra siyang OC pagdating sa banyo. Di ba, pasintabi na lang sa ating mga girls, pag umihi tayo, of course, nakaupo tayo. Syempre, pagka lalaki, pag umihi sila, tumatalsik because, syempre, tayo. Nirequire niya, nirequire niya yung kasama niya na, lalaki yun umihi nang nakaupo. And the guy agreed. Oh, that's
good.
Kasi, napagod na siya kasi totoo naman try mo. Na may kasama ka sa bahay na lalaki. Tapos when they pee, oh my gosh, ang tatalisikan and all. And it doesn't smell good. Kung OC ka, diba?
Again, pasinabi na lang, I'm so sorry to offend the guys because you will be offended with what I'm gonna say. Mas panghi yung sa inyo.
Yeah.
Okay? It's already splattered all around. Mas panghi pa.
Kasi di ba meron pag matangkad siya, matangkad, tapos, kumagano, nandun na lahat sa floor. Di syempre, mabaliw-baliw yung amiga ko. Require niya daw. Yan ang nakaupo. Kasi siya yung napapagod, kakalinis.
If you cannot shoot properly, then you might as well
kahit
sit
nga
down.
nakashoot properly yan But the tilang sick, tapos panghi pa. The things that you will have to learn about your partner.
Discover, totoo yan. Also, some other guys, I find out about other guys na, other part of relationships rather, I find out about them na, the guy daw, sorry guys, sa babae kasi kami, so kami may reklamo tungkol sa lalaki ha.
True.
Sorry talaga. Pero yun, nalalaman ko na, hindi pala daw talaga siya mahilig maglinis ng kwarto, maglinis ng bahay, magdo ng laundry, gano'n. Unless yung talagang sobrang wala na siyang masusuot, tsaka lang siya
asikaso?
Oo, may mga ganun tao. Okay, in fairness naman, girls naman, may kilala kasi may barkada in Zamboanga are all guys So, kwento nila sa akin. So, sorry lang sa mga girlfriends na nakikinig. Pero may mga girlfriends nila sa sobrang burara nila sa banyo.
The napkin.
Di ba like opposite tayo na we were saying that we want everything maayos.
Yeah.
Malinis. When I walk into the bathroom, I want to make sure it smells pretty. It smells like flowers and lavender and vanilla and stuff like that. Itong girlfriend ng friend ko, sobrang burara, grabe. And yes, pati yung paminsan yung napkin, hindi nga lang daw yung roll or something. Itong friend ko has sisters kasi, so alam niya na yung drill na yun, di ba? So,
hinimatay siya nung nakita niya.
In fairness naman, I'm just realizing, in fairness, they're still living together. They're still dating. They're still living together even after discovering all this stuff for such a long time ago. So I guess they made it work out. I guess I made it work out. And I'm imagining these kinds of things kasi yung mga reklamo natin are all very petty right now. Or medyo mababa pa. These kinds of things are easy to deal with even if you're married.
Yes.
But there are huge things with regards to their attitude, for example. Hindi mo alam, hindi nyo pala kaya to stay in the same room for 8 hours together, in the same house for 8 hours together. And that might just drive yourselves mad. Na hindi nyo guys, mga ganon. So, I don't know.
True. Yeah.
Guys,
Sayang wala si Nick. Marami sanang masasabi yun
I have a feeling. Sabi dito, this one is a guy's opinion. Si Isaiah, sabi niya, I agree with living together muna. You can check your compatibility better rather than entering in a lifelong commitment that you cannot just, divorce because we don't have divorce in the Philippines, diba? So you might just hurt each other in the long run if you don't know about each other just yet.
Yeah. At saka ang ano rin nga dyan, what if nagkaroon kayo ng anak during the time that you were together? So you also have to be okay with the idea or be open with the idea na kahit maghiwalay kayo, ikaw, since lalaki, have to support the kid. Hindi yan usually ganon, diba? Doesn't happen usually. So, anyways, what can you say with, kung ikaw ba, moving in together ka muna or get married first before moving in? Although, alam ko na ang stand mo dyan.
Well, ganito lang ako. To be perfectly clear, I'm okay with living in together, but I would still like my first comes love, then comes marriage, then the baby carriage. I still would prefer that in that order. I'd still prefer to fall in love, get married first, live together, then have a baby. That's my fairy tale. That's my perfect ending for me. But if it doesn't work out that way, I'm not also gonna complain. If it works out, if things shuffle around in the mix, I don't mind as well. So, excuse me, Kat, I'm talking to Chloe. It doesn't matter to me kung sakali. It's not a big deal. Yun. It's not gonna be the end of the world if that's what's gonna happen to me. Like if we live together first and then we have a baby, then we decide to get married after. It doesn't matter to me. How about you in your case?
Ako, para sa akin, whether it's living in together muna or getting married, what's important is you're ready to get into a relationship on a deeper level, whether it's living together or getting married. Basta ang importante, you're emotionally, mentally, financially stable, then that's the time, go. Again, pag may isang hibla sa buhok mo na umaayaw, do not do it. Yun lang. So,
just like
I guess.
Getting married, living together is also a big commitment. It's just so happen you have an out in living together.
Yes. Pwede mong isoli talaga. Yes, pwede mong isoli talaga. Kasi it's parang ano na yan parang introduction to marriage. So at least you will have a taste of what it's like. Yeah. Although we're different naman with we're not the same with sa iba't ibang tao. You may be like this to this man, but you may be like this to this man. Hindi naman pwede. Depende da. I mean, it's not always the same. Iba-iba. It's always different. So, I guess that was a good mind-boggling discussion with you, Shai.
My last question naalala ko lang. Well, this one isn't really a real-life situation. This one was from a book I read. Kasi nga earlier we were talking about the small quirks like not peeing properly or not wrapping their dumi or whatever, di ba? Mga ganun. Those are small quirks. So, naalala ko, there was this one book I read na the girl was so surprised throughout the relationship kasi they decided to live in together nung college pa lang sila. They decided to live in together, college pa lang sila. The girl was so surprised kasi the guy is apparently a traditionalist when it comes to the household we're in. The woman is supposed to take care of the cooking, the cleaning, the sex, everything is like, it's like for them, for him rather, parang yan
so,
ang trabaho mo
mo
sa loob ng bahay. Parang you are a woman, you are supposed to serve me.
So old-fashioned, parang ganon.
Tapos nagulat si ate ko kasi I forgot the title of the book. But so the kwento is, outside, kasi nga they were in college so outside, he was like the perfect boyfriend, perfect gentleman. Okay. And then when they decided to live together, after like their second or third year in college, whatever, doon nakita ni girl na
Ganun pala
Hindi
siya.
naman daw abusive si guy. I don't think the guy was abusive. Pero, yun nga, like, I'm not supposed to be doing any breakfast. Why would you want me to cook breakfast for you? You're the woman. You're the one supposed to do that. So those things, I think that is a big factor for me, a person who will not allow a man to just push me over.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to figure that out when I'm finally married with him. No. Diba? So, you won't know until you get married.
True. Ako, I hate that. Naoobligahin ako to be, to do the cooking and all. Bakit? Nagtatrabaho din naman ako
Exactly. Ito pa, shucks, I can't remember talaga the title of the book. Basta, dalawa silang working college students. Fell in love, they decided to live together, and then doon nakita ni girl na sobrang like old school traditionalist si guy na ikaw maglinis, ikaw magluto, ikaw mag-alaga ng baby kung sakali may baby na tayo. Parang ganun. So like,
in that case, maganda yung live-in kasi meron ka talagang escape plan.
Diba? Kasi the thing was, he was a perfect gentleman when they were dating. He was like such an okay guy outside the household. But inside, it's totally different. So like, oh my gosh, if I find that out when I get married, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a sit down. Hindi ko ba tinuruan ng nanay mo?
Sandali lang.
Magpupukas ng pinggan.
Like ako, for example, okay sa akin pagtitimpla kita ng kape. If I like it.
Yeah.
Pero, like, if it's going to be my obligation, na timplahan ka ng kape pala, ay, sandali lang.
Or yung tipong...
Di ba marunong ka naman magtimpla ng kape?
Oo.
You know what I mean, di ba?
Or okay lang naman yung tipong, if kasi ako, like, one of my languages of love is really acts of service.
Pagsilbi, oo.
But if I need you to do that for me, don't go telling me na, ba't ako trabaho mo yan, babae ka? O ganun.
True.
Dapat kaya mo rin. It just so happened, gusto kong gawin para share kasi mahal kita. Parang gano'n. Anyway,
kasi kung gano'n din lang naman, magbibilangan tayo. Sandali, bakit? Sobra-sobra ba ang binibigay mo para sa bahay natin? Nagsisigaw ng bongga-bongga. Pagkatapos, hirap na hirap kayo. Hello?
Alam ko, this is a completely different topic na. This is what I'm gonna say. Pero I watched this TikTok before. Sabi niya, you know why women are... I mean, women really have this parang, men have this thing about women. Ikaw dapat magluto, maglinis, mag-alaga ng baby, etc.
Totoo.
Diba? That's such a 1950s thing though, because back then, men were also required to be able to feed, educate, give enough money to the entire family without worrying about anything in the house at all. Kumbaga, like, your job is to bring in a lot of money for 5 kids. And your job as a woman is supposed to take care of the house. So fine.
Take care of the home, oo.
Kung yung asawa ko, kayang-kaya niyang tapatan yung sahod ko at yung...
Oh, why not?
Yung education ng anak namin, okay lang, sige, ako na bahala maglinis. Sige na. Wait, hindi ibig sabihin malaki sahod namin ni Chloe, ha? Baka in-assume nyo. I'm just
we know what we can bring to the table kasi. Diba? Ako, sa akin, no problem kung gusto mo pagsilbihan kita. Basta hindi ko po problemahin kung saan kukuha ng pang-grocery. Totoo. At pag sinabi mo na gusto mo ng ganitong ulam, anytime makapunta, magbibiling ko lahat, makakapag-grocery ako ng hindi ko isipin na hindi na kami makakabili or you know what I mean.
Pag-afford mo ako.
Yeah. Sige. If the budget is unlimited din ang pagsisilbi. Pero totoo naman yun, kidding aside, diba?
If it's gonna take the wife and the husband to be working every day. So don't do that. Anyway, sorry, that's a different topic, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nasingit ko lang, sorry talaga. But yeah, going back to living in, you will not completely know a person. Whether you decide to get married or living in, actually. Even if you're already living in together, then you get married, I'm sure you'll still discover so much about the person. But at least you've eliminated so much about the confusion.
Yeah. So before we wrap things up, Shai, meron isang question dito. How do you deal with the fear of discovering the hidden side of your partner? O that's your cue to run.
Gusto ko yun. Well, pwede namang hidden side na hindi naman nakakatakot talaga. Pero, like, sorry, in your case, Chloe, I hope you don't mind. Yun nga, like, when you discovered a bunch of new stuff with your partner, for example, like, yun nga, how were you able to handle it? Like, okay, ganito pala siya.
Syempre, nung una, you try to deal with it. And you try to somehow, I'm not sure if I can say accept it, but just deal with it. Pero pag hindi mo na, ako si pack up lagi eh. I
Oh
don't
my gosh,
stay
I'm
pagka.
scared. We're the same. Parang, sige na, alam mo kaya, I'm just gonna
Oo.
pack up my bags and go.
Oo. Matitiis ako ng konti.
Oo.
Titingnan ko up to how much I can
Tolerate.
take. Pero pag tolerate and I can take. Pero pagka talagang hindi nagbago or wag, just, I'm too old to be, lagi kong sinasabi sa sarili ko, ilang taon na lang, ganito na edad ko. Am I gonna spend the remaining years of my life na magpapaka-stress sa ganyan? Ay, wag na lang. Diba? Sayang ng time.
Well,
So,
yun
pack up.
lang. Kasi even though we don't have divorce here, and you see something really bad or off about your partner, there's, living not together anymore. Separated,
Yeah.
of course. Of course, we don't condone that. As much as possible, work it out, right? As much as possible talaga. Pero tama si Chloe, like when you've tolerated so much already, and I'm not saying that you should just leave and pack up things and leave. Pero if it's too much for you, then there's that option naman kung sakali. Not encouraging.
Yeah.
Everything here is something we don't encourage. Living in together, I don't encourage it. I don't publicly like push, ganun. But if you feel it's for you,
Yeah.
go. And if you're already in a marriage that you feel is really, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it's about him. What do I do? At kung hindi mo na talaga kaya, there's that.
There's always a way out.
There is.
Yeah. There's that option for you to, you can always choose what road to take again.
Yes.
You can make a U-turn, kumbaga.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess.
Panindigan ng mga desisyon. Yun lang.
Gutom ko.
Go lang. Okay, I'm gonna have my eggs rin right now. Itong coffee break na ginagawa kong breakfast rin.
Yeah. So, tell us what you think about our topic for today. Kahit mag-end up na kami ng discussion namin, you can still post your comments down below. And if there's any topic that you guys want us to talk about, you can also tell us about it. I-comment nyo lang yan. So for now, we're gonna be saying goodbye. And thank you once again for being with us. My name is Chloe, and of course, I am with...
My name is DJ Shai, and we'll see you guys again next time. Bye!
Bye!